Yo, what up? It's your boy 410 Josh. Glad to be back with y'all. I know it's been a while because I haven't been going live and recording the way that I used to. But I think right now is a perfect time to go live and chat with y'all. If you haven't done so, you can go subscribe to my YouTube channel, 410 Josh. Check me out at Hip Hop Today 4123. Just hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. Tell your family, your friends about it. I will, be getting back on track to release more content. But today is just a very epic, important, and really historical moment that we need to address in hip hop. And I want to welcome y'all to what I call the N.W.O. Not the New World Order, the New West Order. Right now, as we speak, on June 20th at 6:36 Eastern Standard Time, the West Coast is running hip hop. I'm going to say that again. As of right now, 6:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on June 20th, the West Coast is running this rap shit. So I'm sure everybody saw, if you haven't seen, you probably should see, the Kendrick pop-out concert, Ken and Friends, that was at the Kia Forum last night in Inglewood, California. Something, honestly, I can say it within the last 30 plus years of being a hip hop fan, I've never in my life seen anything like that, especially from what a diss record can do. We've seen a lot of diss records. We've seen a lot of concerts and shows, but we've never seen a diss record of this magnitude do that. And what it did for me last night was it not only solidified Kendrick as a top 10 hip hop artist of all time, but it widened the gap so far in his generation that as much as we like Drake, we love Kendrick. We like Drake, but we love Kendrick. What I saw yesterday, because I watched the video, I watched it on Amazon Prime. What I saw yesterday has literally left me speechless. All day, I've been, watching this video, because when I do my videos and I want to talk, I gotta, get my content together. So I was watching this concert over and over. And I ain't gonna lie, every time I watched this concert, I was getting chills, getting hyped. I started dancing. Damn near, I started the Crip Walk. And what I just realized is that the gap is so wide between Kendrick and Drake now that Kendrick never has to look in the direction, acknowledge, or even think about what Drake is or isn't in this game. Because Kendrick's cultural value and cultural currency is just, it's priceless. Hip hop is not, right now as we speak, if we don't have Drake, it's not going to really affect us that much because we got other artists that can deliver smash hit records. If we don't have Kendrick right now, we're going to be in a fucked up place because we don't have somebody that's going to give us hits. We're not going to have somebody that's really going to step up against your biggest opponent, and we're not going to get fed through consciousness and content in the music. Shout out to my man T. King Pirelli. Unprecedented. Exactly. Unprecedented. What we and I want to go back and say, right now, this is the new West order. Whether I'm from the East Coast, whether you from the South or the Midwest, internationally, we all are now going to have to sit back for the rest of 2024 and watch the West Coast run this rap shit. There's no way that this record is not going to, it's not going to phase out. It's so big, it's so monstrous, the beat is so infectious. What Kendrick said, the lines in Not Like Us, we're still quoting right now. Like, I was sitting there thinking, watching some of the people. I mean, on that stage, you had everybody from Crips, Bloods, Hoovers, Pirus, all these sets. You had the Backpackers, you had the Legends, you had the real hip hop heads. I saw Big Boy from Big Boy's Neighborhood. I saw Russell Westbrook on stage. I saw West Side Boogie on the stage. Everybody you can think of was in that building on one accord on one night for one man only. And I just want to go on and say this. That lineup, Kendrick's lineup for that concert probably is the greatest lineup of all time. Because it flowed so evenly, and as it flowed, the concert got more lit and lit and lit and lit. And then probably the most iconic moment, and I'm still sitting here. Shout out to Spirit Decatur. She was at the concert, so I'm sitting here like, this is unreal. Shout out my man Q. What's happening, bro? I'm sitting here still, the one part that I keep going back to is when he brought out Dr. Dre. And that honestly was the best 3-song set I have ever witnessed. He brought out Dre. They performed Still DRE. Then he went into California Love. Then he went into Not Like Us. How do you top that? Honestly. And again, I'm an East Coast hip hop fan, so everybody knows, if you know me, DJ Premier is my favorite producer. But that is the greatest 3-song set that I have ever watched from a live show. I can't even describe, like, I get chills just thinking about this shit. Like, it's unreal. Like, hold on. The only thing I wanted them to do with Dre was perform the recipe. That would have been fire too, performing the recipe. But the way, and then to have Dre do the intro. I mean, I don't know what Drake can do at this point that will, let me take that back. This is what Drake should be doing. If I was Drake, I would have taken a page out of Kanye's book, even though I know he doesn't like him. I would have took a page out of his book when Kanye did the Good Fridays, and I would be releasing these freestyles, maybe a song or two, but I would keep my name going to say, look, I'm fucked up, but I ain't dead. I would have been releasing freestyles every Friday showing that I got bars. I'm still Drake. I can still rap better than niggas. I can deliver these hits. But yeah, I might be fucked up, but I got these bars still. There's no way. But right now, Drake is, I know he's sitting there seething, watching LeBron at that concert sing that record. The Weeknd was there singing that record. Russell Westbrook was singing that record. And then what I saw, YG was on the stage. And that's who he was shouting out. Shout out to my man Los. Once I saw YG on the stage, I said, bro, Drake he's in such a bad position. He's going to have to literally go back to the drawing board, erase everything he had scheduled this year and start from scratch. Because I really don't know what he can do to really get himself back in the conversation. Because right now, as we see Drake, he has wiped his Instagram clean of all the diss records. We saw that apparently he got a house in Texas. He taking pictures with cowboy hats, oversized pants, and cowgirls and country girls. It's just, he's doing things that are non-hip hop, and he's getting a stone cold lesson in how hip hop is really about the people. And Drake is about, I can say now, he's about certain people. And what I mean by certain people is Drake's music doesn't speak to it doesn't speak really to the environment where hip hop comes from. It's transcendent, and he can make a hit record and get you, hype, and perform. But eventually you got to talk directly to the culture. And that's what Kendrick did. That's why he said, you're not a colleague, you a colonizer. I'm going to just say this. It took everything out of me, and I literally sat and I had to say to myself, I had to take one of my childhood favorite MCs of all time and replace him with Kendrick Lamar as my top 10. Not that Kendrick was not in the conversation, because like I said before in an older video, not like us put him in the conversation. But now my personal list, he's there. Not only is he there, but last night, in one night, and I know they about to come for me for this, but I don't care. In one night, last night, he dethroned Hit 'Em Up, No Vaseline, and Ether as the greatest diss song of all time. Because as the one thing all three of those records have in common is it's the highest levels of disrespect. And I had initially took out Hit 'Em Up as one of my top 10 diss records because I feel like it's more closer to a Banging on Wax record. But Not Like Us is the higher level. It's a way higher level of disrespect. It's a way higher level of a street banger. It's a way higher level than a performance record. It's a higher level of lyricism, and it's a higher level with consciousness. And it's one of these records that it transcends everywhere. It doesn't matter. When the marching bands come out, HBCU season, I guarantee you, when in Baltimore, when Charm City come out and start performing the marching bands, when they drop that record, it's over. When DC, the DC All-Star game for the HBCUs, they play that record with the marching bands, the tubas and all that, it's over. It's over. It's over. Drake can't put out a song right now that's going to top this record. He can put out a song that'll do well and cater to his fans, but he's not going to top this record. So I don't know what to say or what to do. I'm gonna see my man Quentin want to get on. Hey Q, you want to get on live so we can talk about it, bro? Let me see. I'm gonna try to get on him. I'm gonna try to get my man Q on the line. Okay. Let's see. Bring him on, Cam. Add. Okay. It's a technical issue. All right, cool. Can't do it. So, man, I'm literally still speechless because I just never saw this day coming. It's a lot of things, as fans, like we don't want to accept. Like we didn't want to hear, we didn't want to know. It's like I just never saw this coming. I'm gonna go through the comments. I'm gonna see what y'all talking about. Kendrick is an all-time great. Facts. Kendrick is an all-time great. It's not even debatable. Like the only way anybody could debate is if he's an all-time great is if you just completely blind to what's going on. Because there's no way that man is not a top 10. And you can argue, honestly, a strong argument now he's a top 5. Let's see. Joey said the same thing about them HBCUs. Facts. It's like every time I hear like Mustard on them drums, them horns, it's like, yo, if I was Drake, I would be sitting there thinking like, what the fuck do I do? I would be turning to 40 and I would be like, y'all gonna have to tell me what the fuck to do because I can't get away from this shit. Every time I turn around, OV ho, freaky ass nigga, you a 69 god. Hey, run for your life. A minor. Y'all gotta tell me to do something because I don't know what the hell to do. Because right now, Drake's gotta sit with this shit. He's literally gotta sit with this and there's nothing he can do about it. Let me see. You'd be surprised how many grown men are so butthurt literally going to post about everything. Yeah, I know those, man. It's some of this stuff. It's crazy when I read some of the other comments. Like sometimes I'll tap into YouTube or just look at other page comments. People don't even really be. I think people don't even mean half the shit they say. I just think that they saying something because they just might not be a fan of Kendrick. Because a lot of stuff that they saying is just don't even matter. It not even don't matter. It just don't even make sense. Let me see what else we got here. Taking run. And still teaching Drake doesn't have the right people around him. Advising moves all his SMO's ego. Yeah. What I think, this is what I also am gonna say about Drake, as far as, and I want to debunk this theory once and for all. Back to Back was only effective the way it was because of who he was going against. And let's be for real, and this is not to be disrespectful, but most people prior to Drake and Meek's battle did not have Meek Mill as a better artist than Drake. Yeah, he was one of the few that was rapping for the streets, but as a rapper, nobody ever had Meek Mill as a better rapper than Drake. So Drake took advantage of a situation where all the cards, was in his favor. Most people had him as a better rapper. He was way more popular. He had way more hits. And it was like Meek Mill just moves very emotional and impulsive, whereas Drake sat back and took a more calculated, methodical, approach. So He had the upper hand the whole time. So the only thing that Meek Mill, and mind you, Meek Mill was on tour. So he took advantage of a situation with somebody that it's like, if you, in boxing, if I'm a cruiserweight and a bantamweight decides to step in the ring with me, you're not going to win that fight. I'm damn near twice your size. I could take way more hits than you. You're not winning this fight. One good gut check, one good chin check, a liver shot, you're done. So it's like, what Drake did with back-to-back would not have been effective against Kendrick. It wouldn't even have been effective against Pusha, because Pusha took a personal approach and shredded him in front of the world, not just as a rapper, but as a man. He shredded him as a man to where Drake just bowed out and was like, okay, I don't want to play anymore. So back to back to me was a moment for Drake it was a moment for Drake to shine on somebody that he was already going to wash. So I don't really give back to back all of that credit like how everybody else does. Yes, there was some gut check lines, but again, look who he's battling. Meek Mill was supposed to be a battle rapper, but once he got in the game, it seemed like all of that went away. And it wasn't until later on when he dropped War Pain, where he made Drake the poster child for ghostwriting, that we was like, Meek might have a point. But he already lost the war. So it wasn't like Drake did something so monstrous. It was just a moment in history for the OVO Hive. So when I look at this and I look at what Kendrick has done, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell people. And this is another thing I want people to stop doing. I'm getting tired of hearing this. I don't ever want to hear another OVO, and I'm going to just call them the OVO stands, talk about, oh, Kendrick don't put out enough music. Let me tell you something. Music, hip-hop, whether you create hip-hop, R&B, so whatever, hip-hop is an art form. And in creating art, it takes time. So when you take time to create art, you create pieces that are timeless. When you look at Drake's catalog versus Kendrick's catalog, you tell me, you put Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn against any of Drake's albums. Drake does not have a single album better than any of those. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I love that album. And I think that's one of those albums that over time will eventually grow on us, and we'll probably even call it a classic maybe 5 years down the line from now. But just initially those 4 albums that I told y'all, Drake don't have an album better than them. So while Drake has the numbers, he has the stats to prove it. I would say he has the stats to prove it. He has the stats to actually have the conversation. The quality ain't there. There's not one single album of Drake that you could put against any track on To Pimp a Butterfly. We're not even going to go to Good Kid, Mad City, because that jersey's in the rafters. To Pimp a Butterfly is too. But the one that people critique the most, To Pimp a Butterfly could easily wipe out every single Drake album. Its cultural impact, the musicality of it, the lyricism, the artwork, there's nothing Drake has that can compare to that. Let me see that. I can't put it anymore. It already grew on me. Me too. Me too, Spirit. It grew on me too. Therapeutic album. I love me. So when I take care of my favorite Drake album, aside from So Far Gone. Yeah, TK. A lot of people got Take Care as a classic. I don't. Is it a great album? Yeah, it's a great album. But it's not, to me, it's not a classic. And I definitely would not put it above To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, no possible way. Like what To Pimp a Butterfly means as a staple, no. Damn, come on, man. Like, no, we not even going to do that. Nothing was the same. I will say, I will give Drake that's a classic album. Um, but people like, yeah, To Pimp a Butterfly, my favorite too. Absolutely, it's the first time I heard To Pimp a Butterfly. I said, this is that term. This is the reason why that term instant classic, was made, because that album hit, took off, and it stuck with the people so long that it was forced to be put on mainstream media for the content that it had. So, I mean, it's like, when you create an art in these things, like you can't talk about the quantity of the record if the quality isn't there, because clearly the quality of the record, especially with this Not Like Us, shows you it don't matter how much you sell. You could sell 100 million. When your album directly speaks to the people, that's where you win at. I see facts. I said GK was an instant classic. I think the Vampire was a masterpiece. Facts. I agree. No, you get no argument from me. This is a moment in time where I'm like, when in 20 years from now, when we look at where hip hop will be, and we look at Kendrick Lamar, probably be getting his Lifetime Achievement Award, and it's like we gotta really sit and be like, this man came in and literally changed the game, and he did it without having to sacrifice, conform. It's like, it's not. When we look at Kendrick Lamar, we're looking at, this is what it means to be a quality MC. This is what it means to be a fixture in hip hop. Kendrick Lamar, if impact influence was a person, it's Kendrick. It's Kendrick. He's got the catalog. He's got the iconic verses. Control, arguably a top 10 greatest verse. You got, Like That. Now we got Not Like Us. We got Meet the Grams. He's just done every single thing at the highest level to be a great. Drake has sold the records. He's got the numbers. Nobody can take that. But let's be for real. In having the numbers, battle-wise, he's 1-3. He's lost to Kendrick. He's lost to Pusha T. He's lost to Common. And I know some people will kind of put a little asterisk next to his name and say, well, Meek Mill did expose him for the ghostwriting, made him the poster child. Well, that's true. But Meek Mill lost that battle. He's got those things. He's got the sales. He's got the numbers. He's got the popularity. But he ain't got the people behind him. See, the people last night showed you. The West Coast, the one thing that I took away from the West Coast and I loved so much is that they literally got all on stage and made a statement by standing next to Kendrick. They basically saying, we are standing 10 toes down behind this man 150%. And there is nothing that's going to change that. It's nothing right now. I don't even know if Drake can do a show in Cali. Oh, let's see. Meek lost, but they wrote back to back. That definitely is ashes behind. Yeah, because I heard that too. You know, the crazy thing is that we live in an era where having ghostwriters don't even matter. It matters to us, the purists that came up, in a different time in hip hop. But it's like, even if he did, it's like Meek lost, now Drake is lost. So when you break it down, the ratio, the number one is above all, is that percentage is about the same. If you got to go up 300 to my 7%, you should be high. Yeah, that's true. But right now, like I said, this is the New West Order. This is the N.W.O, the New West Order. Right now, the number one album and the biggest album or the biggest contender for album of the year is Anderson .Paak and Knowledge, Why Lord. Right now, the biggest song in hip hop is Not Like Us. The rapper of the year is Kendrick Lamar. The producer of the year is DJ Mustard. The verse of the year is probably going to be Kendrick for Like That. When the Grammys run around, they probably going to, I really believe Not Like Us is going to win a Grammy. The beat of the year is Not Like Us. Right now, the West Coast is running this rap shit. The South, yes, they got the nightclubs and they can get you lit. But right now, as we talking, I'm on this live with y'all, the West Coast got this shit. The West Coast got it. And we just going to have to sit back and observe it and accept it. Take this shit like a man, and hopefully, maybe we come back next year. Yeah, Drake gonna do numbers, Spirit, but the thing is that he'll do numbers because his fans are gonna show up. But I just don't see him having a moment this year bigger than Kendrick. Because right now, if Drake says, I'm dropping an album, it's the social media gonna be flooded with freaky ass nigga, you a 69 guard. Hey, run for your life. Like, I seen a pic. I posted a picture, and oh my god, it's hilarious. It was a photo, a black and white photo of everybody on stage last night, and it said to pimp a gram and a butterfly next to it. Oh my god. Oh god. I mean, it's just like, I don't think right now that Drake can drop anything that's going to outdo Not Like Us. I just don't see it. The only thing that, if I was Drake, like I said, if I was Drake, I would just be catering to my fans. Yeah, I'm fucked up, y'all, but I'm not dead yet. I would be dropping these little freestyles, maybe a song or two, but I would be putting my bars out there to let people know that I ain't dead yet. But as far as a full body of work, a project, nah. He gonna have to sit 2024 out, because last night, everybody that he loved or had a relationship with and was cool with, they was on that stage. And you know what they were saying? Freaky ass nigga, you a 69 god. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the New West Order. Glad y'all came out. I read through all the comments. I will catch y'all next time. I don't know when next time will be. I probably, I might do something, this weekend. I might do something, Monday. Just looking, depending on, what's going on in hip hop, and if there's something, we're going to, discuss, then I might do it. But y'all have a good night, and I will chat with y'all later. Peace.